everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some more scroll and scribble. If you've never joined me for a scroll and scribble, let me give you the rundown. I've got a pre-selected list of images and I'm going to scroll through them very quickly and stop on a random picture. No matter what it is, we're going to draw it. And then I'm going to fill up a full 2-page spread in my sketchbook and try to fit as much as we can on the page until it's done. It's a lot of fun. It's very random because you don't know what you're going to get. You might be like, I don't really want to draw that, but you have to draw it anyway. That's the beauty of it, because it doesn't matter what you draw. As long as you are drawing, you're going to learn, you're going to grow, and it's all useful. But if you sit there endlessly scrolling, you're never going to practice. So we're going to stop endlessly scrolling and we're going to practice. If that sounds like a good time to you, get something to scribble on and scribble with. I like to use Neocolor IIs because they're just my favorite thing to use, honestly. Also like the Stabilo Woodys. I've got some Neo art, some Neo pastels. We got a lot of things on here, but usually I gravitate to the Neocolor IIs, if I'm being honest. They just win on all levels. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get in here and go over to the other screen and figure out what we're going to be scribbling down first. All right, here we go. We are at the top of the list. I'm going to put my cursor right here. Whatever lands there is what we will do first. So let's scroll and stop. Oh, we got a nice otter. Where's the otter gone? It doesn't want me to sketch this otter. Okay, well, the internet has failed, but the show must go on. Luckily, I was able to snag the picture from my phone, which is here, throw it on my laptop, and hopefully they'll stop messing around with my internet by the time we're done drawing this guy. The struggles are real, but we gotta push forward, pushing on. I think I'm gonna put him here, looking that way, so he'll be like a bookmark for the page. I think that'll look kind of cool. I need like a chocolatey brown color. What's this one? Van Dyke brown. Here we go. I want him to be pretty big. We gotta make sure we leave some space for his tail, but his tail is small because it's in the distance. So there's the side of his leg. Leave enough room for his foot. So he's gonna come up this way. His body kind of curves around and comes up, and then he's holding his little rocks. Let's see, here's his arm. I'm not sure if this is gonna be proportional. I'm just kind of winging it. I didn't do what I normally do, which is like figure out how tall I want him to be. So let me actually do that now. All right, let's just put the top of his head here. And it curves around like that. Okay, and his nose sticks out farther than his body, right around here. And you can see part of his eye. This part comes down. You got his cute little mouth and his chin. It looks a bit odd, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm a professional. Definitely feeling loose and scribbly today, so that's actually a good thing, you know? Sometimes we can take ourselves a little too seriously, which kind of makes things less fun sometimes. I think it's gonna work out though. His head's a little bit weird. I might have to do something when I get there. But all right, we'll do his cute little toes. They got the webbing in between. And okay, something like that. This foot, we got the pinky toe webbing, and another one, and then a tiny one here. Otter feet. And I'll probably go back with a little pink or something and do like his little nails, because he looks like he has little tiny pink nails, which is super adorable. So we gotta throw that in here in a minute. All right, here's the side of him, which is a little bit more dark. Get a little bit of his fur look going on. Give him some shape. And then we'll do his little hand. His little hand is super cute. Now that I kind of know the placement, we can darken it in a bit. So we got a little thumb. And the rest of them go around. I bet their hands are so soft and squishy. Has anyone ever pet an otter? Can you pet otters? I feel like you can swim with, I mean, you can't swim with them. But I feel like you can like pet them and like feed them things at like certain zoos or aquariums or wherever they have the otters. Maybe they have them at both. I don't know. I remember the first time I ever went to a zoo, we were in the gift shop at the very end and the buses were about to leave to go back to school. And I was like, oh, I want this cute little otter stuffed animal. But I'm super indecisive, even as a kid. And I was like, maybe I want something else. But no, I want this otter. So we ended up getting the otter like last minute and we almost missed the bus because I was in there being indecisive child. There we go. We got it pretty good. Oh, this is cute. Okay, I hope I do justice to the face. The face is gonna make or break this thing. So we got the nose hole here. The eyeball's like above this hand. My hand should probably be over a little bit, but his eyeball's about here. Yeah, because you're seeing the top of his head more. So here's the eyeball. Okay. You can see like the round part up here and fur. His ear's way back here. And then the fur around his ear is really dark. His little mouth. It looks a little creepy. Maybe he's too smiley. Dots. He's got a tiny head. Let's see if we can fix it with some white. Yep, I don't think the white's helping. So let's make the eye darker. In between the fingers. Mouth comes down a little more, like that. Yeah, I think that helped. This part come down like that. Now we're getting it. Small little tweaks. Oh, he's so cute. Looks like he's got some whiskers. A couple up here and a couple over here. Now, I know these rocks are kind of like, I don't know, they're kind of like different colors, but I'm going to do the rocks like gray so that we can actually see them. The other one can be kind of yellowy. And then we'll add a bit of shadow down in here. Pink fingernails. I like it. I think this one kind of looks like a cookie. Maybe I should add some little like cuts. Dirty it up a bit. There we go. He's so cute. I'm so glad I was able to fix his face enough. I still think it needs to come out more, maybe be a little more pointy, but I think it's round enough to where it doesn't look weird or anything, especially if you don't look at the reference picture. Obviously, if you're comparing it side by side, the reference picture, it's gonna look odd, but I think he looks really cute. I love it. I love his little hands and his little feet. So much cuteness. Let's scroll again, see what else is gonna go on this page. Okay, we're back up at the top. We're gonna see how well this goes. I'm not running through my main internet. I have my hotspot working, so maybe it'll be tricky, but maybe not. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's put the cursor right over here and we'll scroll slowly. Oh no, and stop, I guess, because it's, come on. Here we go. A gumball machine. I feel like it should be smaller than him because honestly, I want to make it like this whole page, but I think that would be too like big. I want it like in the middle of this page, but I don't want it to go above here. So maybe we'll just go ahead and do the top. Okay. I know this part kind of comes down a little bit before it goes round. And right about here. So we'll just... This part kind of comes down too. It ain't perfect, but I think it'll work that way. Bottom needs to go here. The bottom is just about as wide as this. And we'll just connect it up and around. And the top hooks out and then it just comes down to here. So just go down to there. There's like a little shelf here, and there's like a little wraparound shelf here, and then it goes straight. Something like that. I think this actually needs to come down farther, but make it shiny by leaving some white space. This has like a thing. And I think I am going to add like a little bit more of a cherry red into this. So this color will be like the shadowy parts, I think. Okay. A little bright red in here. Because it is like a dark, old, grungy kind of thing. But I do also want it to kind of look bright. Got some feet right here. And right here. And I'll go ahead and underline the bottom so you can see the shadow. And then we got the little gumball slot. Add a little more shadow in here. And go around this, I think. This, oh wow, I just realized this is 1 cent. 1 cent for a gumball? I don't think I've ever, I know I've seen 5 cents. 5 cents for a gumball. I don't think I've ever seen 1 cent for a gumball in my entire life. It's always like a nickel or a quarter. Here's the little dial thing with the little crank arms. And I'm not going to worry about every single detail in this. Doesn't have to be exactly like the picture. I mean, we're pretty close, but you know, have fun with it. If details stress you out, then don't add all the details. And details tend to stress me out some, so I'm not adding details to mine. Not anymore. I mean, this is still a decent amount of details, I think. But you get it. Hopefully you get it. Let's add a bit more shadow to this crank. All right, definitely want this to look like a coin slot. I think that's pretty good. Make it a little dirty looking. Now for the best part, which is the gumballs, which are also going to be the hardest part, I think. I'm going to pick out colors first, and then we're going to plop them in here, I think. All right, let me write the 1 cent gumball thing first so that we don't cover it up. 1. Ball gum, not gumball? Interesting. I'm not going to add all the other stickers because, you know, I'm not going to be able to write on them anyway. So I'm just going to do this pole because I know there's a pole that goes down the middle because you can halfway kind of see it. So we'll do that just so it doesn't get covered up by the gumballs once I start plopping them in here. And there's not very many orange ones that you can see. Bunch of yellow ones. Pretty bright. Let me get this other yellow. The ones that you're going to see the most are the first ones that I do, I think. So let me go ahead and do some blue ones because the blue ones are really popping in here. Since we did the blue one first, we can go around and make the red one look like it's behind it. But you can't, I mean, you can go over top of that, I guess, if you are really careful about it. The first ones you put down are the ones that you're going to be able to see the most. Can't forget to try to make out like there's, like we could try to make out like there's a white one here. And maybe here. Maybe I'll do a bit of gray. Oop. To show like the underneath side of the white. I think it looks good. I just think there needs to be some shadow under the balls, like in between, so that you can kind of make them a little more 3D, I think is what I'm trying to say. Try not to go too crazy with it, but it'll kind of separate them. How's that, better? I think that's better. Let me reinforce this, the glass part. Blending it out, but I think that's actually making a good good effect on the glass. So we're gonna keep doing that. I like it. That was a lot of fun. The gumballs were challenging, but once I figured out like you're drawing behind the other ones, so you need to draw the front ones first and then go behind, and then all the shadow, I think that made them look a lot more 3D. I could probably go in with some black or a really dark gray color and make even more shadow in between all the little balls, which would probably, you know, make them look a little more 3D. But I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like the rough and rugged look that I got going on. Super cute. Let's see what we're gonna get next. Okay, we are back up at the top. I'm gonna put the cursor right back over here and we'll scroll and scroll again. Keep scrolling again. Keep on scrolling and stop. A faucet. Definitely not expecting a faucet, which makes things a little complicated because I want to do probably at least one more after the faucet. So I could have it come out the wall and be like here, and then maybe be able to put something here. I think that's my only option, unless I put it like behind the otter, but that just seems a little weird. So yeah, let me put it coming out the wall here. I'm gonna put the end of the nozzle here. The belly of it is here. This way, like that. This comes around, big circle around. Okay, and hopefully I left enough space for the top. Didn't think about the top part. Okay, got this part, then the middle is right here. All right, so we'll put the nozzle here. No, that's the nozzle. The twisty, the knob. Words are hard. Okay. Part comes out and has a little thing here, and then it goes out kind of like a lighthouse. See the back side, not the front side. Hooked up to this part, which is kind of straight across, and there's like something that goes like that. I think I put this way too close to this, but that's all right. We're gonna roll with what we did. This is all dark. And this part is dark. Maybe we can bring this down a bit. This part comes up. It's a bit wrong, but that's all right. Unless I bring this part down, which I could do. I could bring this part down. Help it make a little more sense. Kind of play around with all these shines and things. The shines on metal are like really fun, but they can be intimidating if you think about them too hard. So don't think about them too hard. Feel it out. Less is more sometimes. Add a little dark shadow. That is one thing that you definitely have to do. Is you gotta have like a couple different grays. See, that was a nice, easy one. It was easy, but it was also different. Again, just like the otter face. You know, it's different from the picture, but it still looks like a faucet. It still looks like a really good faucet. The only thing that I'm a little disappointed about is that I had to get so close to here because they're touching, you know, tangent. So maybe we'll get lucky and get some kind of background where I can break it up, or I don't know what we're gonna get. Hopefully I don't get like that banana. There's a banana picture in here, and I just know that the banana is gonna show up in the worst possible moment. So that might happen, but we'll just have to scroll and see, won't we? So let's go find out. All right, last time. Let's put the cursor right down here and see what we get. Try to go slow. And we'll stop right around here. Oh! Look at how close. We got a cactus. I could probably work with a cactus. This, I can't even believe that. All right, we got a cactus. I've drawn a cactus before, but never one that didn't have like the flowers, I don't think. The round ones. These are like are they prickly pears, maybe? I don't know. I don't know cactus names. I'm not gonna try to know cactus names randomly, but it's funny because like now I kind of want to draw the banana, but we're gonna do the cactus. Do the bottom of the vase like right here. And it kind of comes out, and it's like painted, so it's a little. There's a couple of shines in here too, so we'll kind of just do like that. The rest of it is gonna go behind, come down right about here. Real big. And even this is probably a little too light. I have to add some darker yellow to this. Just a second. I can't believe I almost jinxed myself. I'm like, I hope I don't get that banana, almost land on the banana. It's gonna be interesting the day that I finally get to draw the banana for real. Now to actually draw the cactus part. Actually, I think I want to throw these rocks in here so that I know there's enough space for them. All right, we'll do the little spiky one first, I think. Here's the top of him. And he kind of goes whoop, 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 whoop. And then there's a shadow here. This part is all in shadow, so you can't even really see any of this side. We'll add the light green and then all the spiky bits at the end. This one is a little spiky at the bottom, and then it gets kind of smoothed out here. Comes around, and then it's just kind of like that. Just some shadow on this side. This part comes down straight. Big shadow part here. Center line here. Another edge part. Just kind of. Alright, we'll do this curved one. I'm gonna do like the side part that's kind of like that. And it comes around like that. Okay, that's weird. This is the really dark side over here. We'll just do the outside edge here. And there's a middle one that's kind of wobbly. I'm trying to draw all the shadows first. Hopefully that's not confusing. It's definitely confusing me. But you know, I think I swooped these the wrong way. All this is really dark. I wish I had curved this one more. Maybe I can take this part in. And then just add a bumpy one here. That's a really bright green. Probably gonna mix a bunch of greens to try to make it look right. Let's see if I can add this. All right. Something's definitely off about it, so I think I'm just gonna tinker with it and see if I can make it look not so weird, because it definitely looks a bit weird. Maybe if I add the little dots, it'll help. If I can add the dots, I might have made it too thick. Oh no, I think I made it too thick. What to do? I think I gotta maybe scrape some of this off because it's just so thick. I can't draw on top of it anymore. I scrape it off with this. Or should I just use water? Maybe I should just use water. It helped a little bit. Yeah, I think that works pretty good. And that way I don't have to wet the paper and worry about like smearing it, because the only thing about using the water to like get some of this to go away is that it might blend together and create like a pool of water, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I'll just be here scraping this stuff away if you need me. It is working though, so. And then I wonder if I can just. I'm using the flat side of this to just kind of do really thin. I think I'm very much done with this. Maybe I should do these black. I definitely think I tried too hard to get it to look right. Even though like I didn't even make it curvy. I felt like I made it curvy, but then I just didn't. It's very much like straight up. And I wish I had curved this one around and then curved that one around. Because right now it almost just looks like it's awkwardly in the middle of the page, which is okay, you know. I don't hate it or anything. I know I could have done better. I think that's what's bothering me. And I know the bottom of this has feet on it, but I'm not going to do the feet. What do we think? I like it a lot. It's just kind of a collection of things. Most of these scroll and scribbles end up looking like a scene somehow, you know? But this is just kind of just some random objects. But definitely cool. I'm glad I got to draw all of these. I think the otter was definitely my favorite thing to draw. I think the little hands and the rocks are just so cute, and his face turned out really cute. The faucet was really fun to draw. I love like metal and making metal shine. I really enjoy doing that. The cactus was my least favorite, in case you can't tell. I wish I had curved it more, and I think if I had curved it more and not gotten so thick with all of this, it would have, I don't know, it would have felt better. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching me draw all these. If you missed any of my scroll and scribble videos, I have a whole playlist. I will put it right over here for you. Thank you everyone who left me a like. It really helps me out a lot. And thank you to all my subscribers, whether you just subscribed today or you've been here from the start. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.